Hello, today I'm doing something a bit different. I'm gonna do voiceovers rather than talking while filming. And today, my plan was to build like a, what is it? Like a little tavern type thing with a, library in it. So that we can like hold all of our books and all that. Here I am just kind of like blocking out the kind of general shape and size I want the building to be. And I'll tune back in when I have something interesting to say. Here I was thinking of like having an an extra room that broke up the shape a little bit, just off to the side and like in the back. I was thinking maybe here could be a good place for like the library I plan to add on or into the building. But as you'll see soon, I didn't like the look of this, and I am going to change it soon. I ended up deciding on doing this like little outcrop thing that is like a little semicircle almost, but um, yeah. I had to fiddle around with the shape and size I kind of wanted it to be. Um, it I ended up going with this kind of general small outcrop here, and I think by the end it turned out pretty nice. I am trying to think of which looks better. I am using a reference photo. If I can find it, I will link it in the description. But I was trying to see if oak, like stripped oak logs or oak planks, would look better for the bottom of the walls. I think at this point I was trying to think of how I wanted the outcrop to be. I ended up scrapping this wood idea, and ended up going with, I believe it was tough bricks, I believe. You'll see later, though. But yeah. I was trying to make a semicircle like look good in this area, but like not have it too blocky, but also not have it like be too small, if that makes sense. Like I didn't want it to be a big piece, I just wanted it to be like a small little thing on to the side. At this point I decided, I believe I switched my mind to doing stone rather than, or the tough rather than what is it? The wood on the outcrop, or I grabbed them to do the walls. I forget right now. Here you can tell I didn't like how the oak was looking in the outcrop. It was at this point that I decided I wanted to see if the calcite or the tuff would look better in this, and I ended up settling on the tuff, or well, I changed the position because it was too small. But I do end up settling on the tuff and making a not too big, but like I believe it's a 4x4 semicircle with like you can see, you're watching the video, you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah. In the reference photo that I'm using, the door has like a little stone like archway around it, and that's what I was doing there. I needed to get some pale oak for the walls, as they had like, oh, I sat on the log after placing the block. This is a common thing that happens when I'm building on top of logs with the sitting. It's a little bit buggy sometimes. A lot of me building the walls here is really just figuring out what works and what doesn't for making like the wall textured rather than like have it one block kind of thing, because adding different blocks to like similar colored blocks but different blocks throughout it helps like break it up and like make it more almost realistic. I find as yeah, just looks nicer to the eye. For the floor, I was thinking like a cobblestone kind of style of floor where it's like just like rocks and that were put it down as a base, and then that was built on top of would look nice. So I end up grabbing some different stones, so like cobblestones, just like normal smelted stone, and I believe I grabbed some tough bricks. I might be wrong though. And I believe I also have some, andesite here. Just so the floor has a bit of extra texture and like feel that it's not like a perfect kind of like manufactured floor, more or less a floor that was just put down as a base and that for the building. I thought adding like this part here, like as sunken down a bit, would add just like a bit of extra depth into the build, and it's almost like a cellar. And by the end of the build, I don't think I included this, but I put like some barrels and that down there, um, with some potions and that. Up here, I just wanted like a bit of extra space and like an overhang kind of thing, something you could go up and like watch the like musician or whoever, whatever's happening down there, down in the main area, without having to be in the main area. Like have a own little part where you aren't necessarily separated from everything, but like, and you're still part of it, but you're like on your own almost. Yeah. I think at this point you can kind of see what I meant by like having an overhang kind of thing, where you aren't in the crowd, but like you also aren't not a part of the place. You kind of have like an own little cubby almost up here. If you decide to come up here, and obviously you need supports. But yeah. I thought that like a wall of bookshelves and that under this area would make sense and would help bring like an atmosphere almost to this area. Yeah. I don't mind the wolf attacking the llamas. I'm not too sure how that started. For the roof, I kind of wanted to try something that I haven't really done before and do like a more tall, pointy kind of roof rather than a like necessarily like identical kind of like stair on top of stair on top of stair kind of thing, or like something like that. I wanted to have like it so it would be a bit more unique and like pointy almost. I think it ended up turning out pretty good for my like first time attempting to do a roof kind of like this. Although I do regret making the not checking to see if the building was even or not, like have an even number of blocks, because you can it's harder to make a roof that points up like this look good if the building has even blocks on each side of the building, as it comes up together in a weird way. Compared to if you had a odd number blocks wide building, then you would have one block in the center. You can see here kind of what I meant by the 2 blocks in the center kind of makes it look weird. Something about it just looks a little bit off, and yeah, I think I come up with a way to make it look good by the end though. At this point, I remember not knowing if I wanted to do like the birch for the inside of here or if I wanted to do spruce. Uh, but I ended up thinking the birch had a better contrast and broke up the build a bit more compared to the spruce with the spruce roof, as it kind of blended together and you couldn't really tell where the like outside of the roof and like the wall of the building like stopped and ended, as it kind of blended together a bit. actually pretty proud of how the interior of the building turned out. I think uh, even though there's not much happening on the inside, there is, like, still the vibes that I was going for with the building. Um, at, I think after the video ended, I decided to put some chiseled bookshelves and, like, some custom book or just books in there. I also ended up putting a couple more bookshelves in here. I didn't know how many I wanted, and this is me just, like, testing out to see what I liked. I ended up scrapping this side for a couple barrels, and this is where I put the potions and that. But after the video ended, I broke a couple of the bookshelves and put some chiseled bookshelves in, just so it kind of, like, fit together. I also was making these blocks a full block thick, even if they aren't, like, a full block technically. But yeah, I like the inside of here. But yeah, I think at this point I might be adding a table. I forget if I did that before or after the video ended. Because I do end up adding a couple tables with a few chairs on the inside. Just as, like, mini decoration. But yeah, yeah, this is the table. I also had one upstairs if I haven't already. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and remember to stay safe and drink water and all that. And I will see you. Well, oh, I do actually show putting the chiseled bookshelves. But yeah, I didn't actually mean to do it this, like, symmetrically. Just the way I broke it. I realized this and I break an extra one. I also had a couple down here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and remember to drink water and stay safe. Bye!